there are really two reasons why people consider studying outside their country. And all of you are outside New Zealand. So you're looking at New Zealand as an option. And the first choice is that you want to learn something that's different than what you could get at home, that gets you a qualification that makes you stand out, and you want to return back home to then work there. That's probably a minor portion of our students, because when you spend a lot of money to come to New Zealand, it's not cheap to travel, it's not cheap to study in New Zealand and then live here. Most people want to take it one step further, and they want to then have a chance to reside, get residence, live in New Zealand, and make this their country of home. And New Zealand is one of the very few countries among the UK, Ireland, Canada, Australia, the US, where it is relatively easy to get into the country as a resident. We have a system where we prefer students who have a master's qualification. You will need 6 points in the future to get residence. The master's degree gives you 5 points out of the 6, and the one last point you get with 1 year of work. Where do you find a country where you can do the studies 1 year, during which time, like Akash said, you meet fabulous CEOs, you meet leaders of companies, they come into your classroom, they network with you, they invite you to be part of their LinkedIn, they give you a stepping stone, a helping hand to get involved in business. And then after 1 year of study, you can apply for residence. That does not work anywhere else. And the reason why it is so easy to shift to New Zealand and not just work and study, but become a resident, is that New Zealand has a very low unemployment, just about 3%. That means we are screaming out for people. We are thousands of people short that we need to staff our companies, our export businesses. New Zealand is a quite wealthy country, 2 little rocks in the middle of the South Pacific, next to 50 million penguins in the Antarctic. We are the last place that planes fly to before they return back home. But it is like a Switzerland in the South Pacific. It is a first world country. The hospitals are superb. The schools are world class. It's safe. It's comfortable. The food is good. You can eat anything that grows anywhere. We have no smog. We have no pollution. It's beautiful. And because it's so beautiful, it attracts good people who want to make a home in New Zealand, a country that is English speaking, has the British education system, and your children will have a fabulous time and a great education here. And remember, if you are a resident and you have a child in New Zealand, it becomes a citizen automatically. It's a very clever thing. After you have residence and you become a citizen in New Zealand, you can also choose to go to Australia. No restrictions. Once you're a New Zealand citizen, you can live, work, own property in Australia. You get 2 countries for the price of 1. But we would like you to stay in New Zealand because we need you. We need people who come with a broad education. So let me just walk you through why you pick the MBA over a specialty master's. And all of you, most of you, have an undergraduate degree in something, in analytics, in building and architecture, in accounting and finance and health, in teaching. And your parents probably told you, and your friends told you, if you have a bachelor in IT, you must have a master's in IT. Well, if you become so specialized that you only know one thing to do, you have limited your job choices dramatically, because now you must find a job in IT. But in New Zealand, 96% of companies are companies with fewer than 25 employees. They pay good salaries. They live very well. But in small companies, everyone does more than one thing. So being super specialized reduces your job chances. So if you want a broad range of jobs available that you can choose from, you do an MBA, which is a generalist degree. It adds onto your specialist degree with a broad choice of jobs. And now you can go into pretty much any company at any level. And New Zealand supports that because when you finished your MBA, you will get a 3-year open work visa. Open work visas are gold. You can work anywhere you want. You can change your job. You can run your own business. You can not work. You can do anything you like. And if during those 3 years you get a skilled job, and I expect that our MBA students, before they even finish studying, have such a skilled job offer. If you have a skilled job for 1 year, then you will be able to apply for residence. 1 year study, 1 year work, apply for residence. That makes New Zealand a very attractive country, and it makes Massey your pathway into that residence, because ultimately what we do is we put you into Auckland, the biggest city in New Zealand, where 40% of all of the jobs are. And what you then will find is that you end up with an opportunity to very quickly connect to employers, to find a job in which you can work, and 1 year of that skilled job, and you apply for residence. We take this pathway for you coming to New Zealand seriously. We're the only MBA program that has a licensed immigration advisor on staff, and we will tell you what your best pathway is to come to New Zealand, not just to study. You can do this in many countries. Not just to work. You can also do that in many countries, but to get residence very, very quickly.